Those who buy OnePlus, they haven't really changed over the years. People love OnePlus for what? Performance and design. In 2023, OnePlus is back in the spotlight in the tech world, and it seems easy to talk about this right now. But when we think about the ups and downs in the past 2 years, it's quite a painful realization, isn't it? This should be the first mid-range product we've experienced on this channel, but it has truly impressed me. Hello everyone, this is Tech33, and today we are going to review the OnePlus Ace 2. Oh, by the way, it's the Genshin Impact Special Edition. This special edition is a real treat. There's a 3D card of Guoba's built-in flames, collaborative display cards, stickers featuring Xiangling, Guoba-shaped SIM card ejector, a scroll poster, and one red Ace 2. Of course, the icons, wallpaper, ringtones, and keyboard are all customized inside the phone. Now let's talk about the phone itself. First, a little grape. OnePlus talked a lot about things like intuitive touch control at the launch event, but the pre-applied screen protector is a bit subpar. It hardly has any fingerprint resistance, making it easily smudged and feeling rough. Plus, the size doesn't match the curved screen, making gesture controls a bit awkward. Applying this screen protector out of the box is like putting off-road tires on the Ferrari. It affects the performance. Removing this screen protector, let's take a closer look at the OnePlus Ace 2. It has a 6.74-inch curved screen, a relatively narrow body, and weighs 202 grams, which feels pretty good in the hand. The plastic frame, given the price point of the Ace 2, is acceptable. Starting from the OnePlus 9, the plastic frame have had decent gloss and texture. However, the glossy gray surface easily attracts fingerprints. This issue is especially noticeable on the so-called premium watch-grade stainless steel decal around the camera module. It's a fingerprint magnet. Surprisingly, I don't mind the plastic frame, but I don't really like the PVD stainless steel decal. It's worth mentioning that the color consistency between the frame and camera decal is done quite well. When I first held it, I didn't really notice the seam in the middle, and I thought it was all one piece. This is something I appreciate because otherwise it would have felt disjointed and awkward. There are some decorative textures in the lens ring that gives it a sense of speed, which looks better than leaving it plain. The Ace 2 with its red color is also OnePlus' first phone with a vegan leather back cover. I'm not a huge fan of vegan leather, so as long as it looks good and feels comfortable, whether it's vegan leather or glass, it's fine with me. The advantage of vegan leather is that it feels more skin-friendly and looks pretty high-end. But the downside is that it doesn't produce the same light and shadow effects, so it can look monotonous over time. But back to the point, the design and workmanship of Ace 2 coupled with the vegan leather back cover are quite impressive for a phone under $500. Turning to the front, this curved screen is from Tianma. Chinese screen suppliers nowadays have no issues with brightness, dimming, subpixel arrangement, and resolution. The biggest advantage is in device costing under $500. Before, it used to be stock with 1080p displays from Samsung. Now you can get at least 1.5K. That's a game changer. If I had to nitpick, this screen can still exhibit color shifts and rainbow patterns when viewed at a large angle. But honestly, at this price point, I wouldn't consider this issue significant. Apart from the four corners, the screen bezel is almost consistent on all sides. To be honest, when I look at the smartphone screens these days, just based on the front view, I can't tell whether it's a flagship device or mid-tier one. Now let's talk about the performance. I must admit that before using the OnePlus Ace 2, I thought I was immune to the charm of high-performance phones. I've been using Android flagship devices. And after the Snapdragon 8 Plus, everything felt pretty much the same. Like being lost in a sea of flowers without knowing where I was. But after using the Ace 2, I was genuinely impressed. It's priced at half what you'd pay for an Android flagship, yet it feels smoother than any Gen 2 phone I have on hand right now. My unit is the special edition, so it's got the full power of the Snapdragon 8 Plus and whopping 18GB of RAM. Using it is like a rocket launch. Even when doing something like simply scrolling through social media, you immediately feel that rush of speed. App launches, multitasking, and transitions are lightning fast. It's not just about having a 120Hz display. It's about the complete absence of any sluggishness. It reminds me of the OnePlus 7 Pro and 8 Pro era, where if you have a OnePlus phone, it would devour any task you threw at it. This experience might be even more pronounced for iPhone 15 Pro users, because the 15 Pro not only lacks 120Hz, but it doesn't even have 80Hz for now. Switching from the 15 Pro to the Ace 2, the smoothness took me back to 2019, rekindling the era of smooth performance led by OnePlus. Hey Tim Cook, it's time to brush up on your coding skills. With my limited knowledge and the Gen 2 phones I have on hand, I haven't found anything that outperforms the Ace 2 in daily use. If you know of any phones that do, please let me know in the comment section and I'll check them out. Of course, this also highlights a point. If you are not into gaming, the A Plus is still very capable, and it can handle almost everything you throw at it. But if you really want to push the Snapdragon A Plus to its limits, then launching Genshin Impact is the way to go. Set the graphics quality to the highest, max out the rendering accuracy, shadow quality, and all that good stuff. With my tech-savvy eye, I can tell you that it won't constantly hit 60 frames per second, and the phone will heat up a bit, both on the front and back. Switching to high graphics quality removes most of the pressure, and the gameplay remains smooth. In my actual experience, the back of the phone doesn't get too hot when playing Genshin Impact, but it's not exactly ice cold either. The frame and screen still feel warm, especially the top frame and the upper part of the screen. Considering how much OnePlus has put into cooling, this is pretty much the Snapdragon A Plus limit. OnePlus hit the bullseye with Genshin Impact. They nailed the brand's joint marketing and leveraged the gaming experience to showcase their advantage in performance. Of course, for other mainstream games like PUBG, League of Legends, there's no need to say much. The Ace 2 easily handles them. So sum up the performance briefly. The Ace 2 is at the peak of the A+. While I personally don't find the cooling system as remarkable as OnePlus claimed in their launch event, the day-to-day smoothness is truly impressive. This phone is lightning fast in every aspect, and only Genshin Impact can make it break a sweat, just a little. With such impressive performance, I initially had low expectations for battery life. While 5000 mAh sounds impressive, you have to account for some loss due to the twin battery design. Additionally, the standby power consumption seems relatively high. The Ace 2's battery life is pretty much on par with what you expect from a performance-oriented device. So don't expect it to be both a powerhouse and a marathon runner. On the charging part, it supports OnePlus 100-watt fast charging and the battery house engine technology. In terms of actual charging speed, it's noticeably faster than the 80-watt and 88-watt charging. And I even think it's faster than some 120-watt phones. You can get nearly 30% of the battery charged in just 5 minutes. While for a phone in this price range, no one should expect it to be a camera flagship. The Ace 2, however, makes a decent effort with the IMX A90 main camera paired with OIS. So at the very least, for everyday casual photography, it won't disappoint. Alright, this video should have ended here. The OnePlus Ace 2, a performance monster, a phone that makes me hesitate to pick up my iPhone 15 Pro. But as I've experienced the Ace 2 over these days, one thing keeps nagging at me. I used to think that phones in the mid-range could only sell if they were sold at a loss. But OnePlus and Redmi have shown us another possibility. Even under the tight constraints of cost, they found themselves, focused on their strength, and succeeded. OnePlus is all about performance, while Redmi focuses on quality. Starting 12GB of RAM and IP68 at the $300 range, they've already set the bar high. Of course, there's also the story of fast charging, screens, and even processor platforms with the rapid maturity of the supply chain. So under precise strategies, OnePlus still managed to showcase their unique strengths. In 2023, OnePlus might seem like a topic generator in the tech world, but in reality, every move they make is purposeful. And that's all for this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is what keeps me going. And I'm Tech33. See you in the next one.